middle of the season and there's not necessarily a team to prep for, just kind of working on yourself? Is it unusual for you to not have that, game prep?
Yeah, I mean it's unusual, but it's exciting. I mean it's the position you want to be in, So different than a bye week during the season where you know who the upcoming opponent's going to be. You still approach that bye week similar to what we're doing now, which is rest and recovery. First and foremost, that's the benefit of the bye week, right? And you get to basically leapfrog the first round, of games and go right to the second round, and you get to host it. So all those are good things. We're really just focused on ourselves right now. So getting guys rested, getting guys recovered, focusing on some details, a chance to self-scout a little bit, take a look at some snaps from the season and see the areas that we really want to improve upon this week as we approach our next game.
How much is gained from that introspection at this time of the year?
It's good. It's good. Just because you're so focused week to week during the season that you really don't have time to go back and self-evaluate too much. You're just, man, it's on to the next opponent, You start grinding on that film and putting together a game plan, and this gives you a chance to really take a step back, take a good hard look at yourself and say, wow, I thought that was much better than it is. Obviously, we need to make some improvements, and then maybe there's some other stuff where, wow, this has been pretty good for us. Let's continue to build on that.
Is there one point that maybe you're hitting on right now more than anything else? Is there something that as you self-evaluate you're kind of sitting on right now?
Yeah, again, just some of the finer details, the timing, the rhythm. Just keeping that as we move into next week and really start game planning specifically for an opponent.
Is there any more pressure to being the number one seed? Or no?
No, I don't think we look at it that way. We just, again, we're focused on ourselves right now, and then once we know who we're playing, then you just prepare for it like it's any other game. I mean, listen, if you approach every game during the season like it's the most important game of the season, then is this game any different? Not for me.
What did you think of Sam Ellinger and his plan and the
Yeah.
factors?
It was awesome. He played great last night. He's a stud, man. He's a tough guy. His team played great. Obviously, they were ready to play. Had a good game plan. It was fun watching their offense. Obviously they asked him to do a lot. I mean, he's a grinder. What do you have, like 21 carries for 70 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's running like QB power. I mean, just 3 yards in a cloud of dust, man. It was fun to watch. Yeah, he was rocking the Westlake Chaparrals jersey, walking in the stadium. I thought that was cool. Said he was trying to get some of that mojo.
Did you know such a thing existed?
That he was doing that?
Your old high school jersey?
No, I didn't. I don't know. Did he have to get that specially made, or just put a call into the AD or the head coach, and borrow it? I don't know. But it was cool because somebody sent me the picture, and then I put it up on social media and shot him a text. He shot me a text this morning. I was putting my boys to bed last night, but I got a chance to watch most of the second half, and it was fun to watch him.
What did you tell him in the text, and what did you say?
Man, just congratulations. Man, he played big. His team played great, but he was obviously the leader and the catalyst, for the team and the offense, and just happy for his success. Man, he's a great kid, and yeah, I feel like I've seen him grow up a little bit, just knowing him ever since middle school, high school, and just some of his goals and aspirations. I think he's always envisioned himself being in that position, playing for the University of Texas, the hometown team, and leading him at quarterback, and he's done a phenomenal job of that in his first 2 years. Still young, I mean, which his future is very bright.
Drew, you've always been good about throwing to the open guy, whoever that is.
Mm-hmm.
How unusual is it for you to have a receiver with 125 catches and 1,400 yards in the season? What does that say about him?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It says a lot about him, because obviously he gets a lot of attention. It's not like they just put him on an island, every game. I mean, he's getting a lot of double coverage. He's getting a lot of safeties leaning his way and different things. So he's got to work hard to get open, and he does. He does a great job of that. He's highly competitive. He expects to be the guy to get the ball and make the big play. So that's great. It also opens up opportunities for other guys. We've gotten into games this year where, a team is really going to try to take away Mike, and that's where the other guys got to step up and make plays, and they've done that. And we got to continue to work on that as well.
Have you made more throws than ever before, almost in your 2 years with him? I guess at least dating back to last year's playoff series, where you're like, I don't care who's covering him or how many. I got to get this ball to Mike because we need a first down.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's you make good, wise decisions, smart decisions. You know, I mean, if he's one-on-one, I like our odds. You know, even when he's 2-on-1, that better be a really good 2-on-1. You know, or else there's usually still a place you can throw the ball where he can get it and they can't. But you know, you assess that. That's my job as a quarterback: be a great decision maker, get the ball in the hands of the playmakers, but you know, make those good decisions.
How much have you seen Alvin grow as a receiver from year 1 to year 2?
A lot. You know, we've I don't know how his numbers compare from last year to this year, but man, he's reliable and you know what he's going to do. And you know, we ask him to do a lot from the backfield, do a lot, you know, splitting him out, motioning him out, different things. His versatility is really valuable. Yeah, you know, I feel like his route tree has broadened, you know, from last year to this year.
As far as, do you look at any film this week on Philadelphia, Dallas, or Seattle, or is it just kind of futile effort?
I've been watching a lot of cut-ups, you know, so cut-ups on us, watching some cut-ups on other people just to see what they're doing, just to maybe gather some information, not just about defensive schemes, but offensively, you know, things that we can incorporate into what we're doing, similar to what we already do, but maybe some nuances. Just trying to get better.
Do you have to look at Seattle more just because you haven't played them at all?
No. Again, I'm not watching any film with the intent of studying for the next opponent. I don't know who it's going to be yet.
Is there a different kind of quote-unquote playoff intensity when playoffs arrive?
Well, I said it earlier. If you approach every game during the season like it's the most important game, then I don't think there's any difference. You know, it's not like, oh, it's time to crank it up now. No, I mean, we've been cranking it up. You know, I've had that same approach, had that same preparation, had that same process, so that when these games come around, it's, to me, been there, done that. But of course, you know, just understanding that it is a single elimination tournament, right? It's a win or go home, and obviously we want to win.
Drew, you had said before the season you think Andrew Luck could win comeback player of the year after you had talked to him and stuff.
When did I say that?
In the preseason when we talked to you about how you had given him some advice about coming back from the injury.
Am I right?
You feel pretty good about it?
I feel really good about that statement. How do you guys feel about that statement?
Well, you know, there's an all-star team of guys. J.J. Watt's probably going to give him a run for his money. But what has impressed you about Luck's season?
Well, understanding what he's overcome, you know. I don't think anybody understands the significance of a throwing shoulder injury, you know, for an NFL quarterback, and not just coming back from that, but then continuing to strengthen it and gain confidence in it. And it's not like you're just sitting back there 7-on-7. I mean, you're getting hit, you know. And I've always admired, you know, his toughness and his ability to overcome odds and tough circumstances and tough situations, and you know, play through a lot. You know, I think they've continued to build the pieces around him. You know, they're playing really good football right now. They're playing with a ton of confidence. You can see it, you can feel it when you watch the games. Obviously, he's the leader. You know, I mean, he's the guy that everybody, you know, kind of rallies around on offense, and they're doing some good things. You know, they're fun to watch.
It Drew, not necessarily game related, but this is Mrs. Benson's first year sole ownership. I don't know what your relationship is with her, but you know, what are your thoughts on that?
She's phenomenal. She's truly one of the, you know, sweetest, most caring, thoughtful people I've ever met or known, and I think she brought out the best in Mr. Benson that way. You know, just how generous, you know, they both were, and obviously with his passing, you know, I think we all knew that the organization was in really good hands with her and the leadership team that obviously they built here, you know, with the executive staff. But I think she's an unbelievable representative, you know, of the organization. She's so classy, and again, just I think we respect her so much, and we know that if there's anything we need as an organization, it was like this with Mr. Benson, and I think she's just carrying this on, and that is if there's something that can help us be better, help us win, help us be more successful, put us in a better position to succeed, you know, they're willing to spend the money to do that. just look around you at this locker room and the renovations that have taken place with this building and with the meeting room facilities and practice facilities and just different things that they've gone out of their way to do to make sure that we have the best environment that's conducive to building this culture that's ripe to build a winner. So we all respect that very much.
Drew, is Mike Thomas one of the more intense teammates you've had? Just in
Oh,
his
for
approach?
sure. Yeah, for sure. Highly competitive. Every rep is a game rep, playoff rep, Super Bowl rep, whatever you want to call it. It's meaningful. It's the most important play, and it's just there's only one speed. There's few guys you play with. I think in your career where you can legitimately say only one speed. Like. Every time there's a walkthrough, we have to remind Mike it's a walkthrough. Mike, it's just a walkthrough, Just tone it down, man. Let's wait till practice. You start cranking it up and running people over. But, Darren Sproles is that way, and there's some other guys, But those guys are fun to be around because, once they flip the switch, man, it's time to roll.
Drew, not to put a damper on things, but can you just comment on the passing of Tyler Trent?
Yeah, you guys know Tyler Trent. He's a young man from Indianapolis. Huge Purdue supporter, student, has overcome cancer, and it was, but then it came back, and it was just, man, he was such an inspiration for that team this year, and that Ohio State game was pretty magical, pretty unbelievable. He predicted the win over Ohio State, and of course the team goes out and does it, and brings him on the field after, and in the locker room, and man, just phenomenal, and you just got the feeling that he was hanging on, to watch the Boilermakers play. He kind of made it known that was one of his favorite things to do, and he was such a strong supporter, and I think the guys loved him for that. And man, he's responsible for at least a few victories this year alone. It was really sad to see his passing, but knowing that he'll be remembered forever, and really important part of that program.
Drew, this is sort of an odd stat. I'm wondering if you think there's any merit to it. Since 1999, the quarterbacks 35 and older are 13-4 in a home divisional game. How much do you think that bye week may be more of a benefit for older quarterbacks?
Hey man, we'll take the rest when we can get it. But here's the thing: I'm doing something every day. I'm doing something every day to get ready to play this game. Whether it's something physical or mental, something having to do with recovery, whatever it might be. So I know that as you get older, you got to do something every day. You can't take days off.
Is there a point in your career where approaching 75% completion rate seemed unrealistic? Probably since 2009, you felt like you were always in that neighborhood, but you were able to kind of reflect or appreciate what that sustained level of completion rate has meant to, I guess, your success on the team?
I just have a level of expectation for myself and a bar that I've set for myself, and we work at it. It takes an entire group, man. It starts with the guys up front, goes to the receivers catching the ball, tight ends, backs, everybody in protection and running routes and timing, and there's so much that goes into that, so much. I know this: completions usually equal positive plays, right? Positive plays move the chains, moving the chains scores points, scoring points wins games. So you just focus on getting the ball in the hands of your playmakers as early and often as possible. Good things happen, but man, we work at that. That's not easy. We work hard at it.
Another thing, in your perspective, how do NFL players feel about how much of a factor, like, relative health and freshness is going into the playoffs, and how do you feel like this year has gone in that regard? Sometimes you get a lot of key guys on IR, and it seems like this year's been, there's obviously been a few unfortunate injuries, but a lot of key guys have been relatively
No, listen, I think, you're talking about the rest and recovery, like the bye week specifically, right? Just having that.
But overall health, in terms of having a lot
Listen,
of key guys.
obviously staying healthy is very important, for any team that's making a run. You want to have the right guys in the key places. But just as far as rest in particular, man, having that bye week after the Monday night game, you know, was good for us. You know, then we go on the road, I think, at Baltimore the following week and get a big win. We get that after the Thursday night game at Dallas. We get a few extra days and then go on the road and get, you know, a big win to win the division, you know, at Tampa. Now we get a bye week going into our opening playoff game, and hopefully, you know, the result is the same. You know, where that rest pays off, allows us to go out there with great energy and emotion and execution.